Right, everybody, welcome in. I've started a little bit early today because we needed to get started a little bit early so I could let you know about this sprint race today. Welcome in. It's round 6 of this Helheim new season. And once again, attendance looking very nice indeed in the lobby at the moment. But yeah, qualifying is one shot today. No short qualifying, and that is because we've got a 12-lap sprint race and a 36-lap main race as well. So, more racing, that means, and less qualifying time, which in my opinion is far better than the usual. So, it's going to be quite exciting indeed for that one today. But, you know, commentating on the Wednesdays and Sundays, I've got to say, it feels like it comes around pretty fast now. Of course, the last race that I did comms on was your guys' league on round 5, and that was on the Sunday out in Spa, and that was, I've got to say, what a race, absolutely brilliant from all of the drivers, and really enjoyed that one. I really did. But here today then, it is Brazil, and I've got to say, Brazil on its own is it's quite a big track indeed, loved by many and definitely by me. Such a good track, and actually chosen to end the season here. Many leagues do, and of course they have in Formula One in the past as well. But just to reiterate for the new people that are joining us for today, it is qualifying one shot, first of all, for Brazil, because we have a sprint race. So more racing action for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, starting at 9 p.m. I've got to say, we've got away quite well today as well. Normally we start about 10 past 9, but good starting time today. Not 4 minutes past 9 we're at the moment, 5 past now. Very nice indeed. And we're going to get straight on with it. Garrison in the chat. It's good to see you, mate. I saw you got involved. I've seen you in the R-League chat messaging and stuff. It's nice to see you in there. So good to see you out and about in the chats. But here for one shot qualifying, everybody. Won't really be commentating on it because it's just one full lap and you can't really tell what is going on. So I'll kind of leave that for you guys to watch, and then I will announce the results for you lads. Done my trial for Helheim yesterday, so we cooking. Absolutely, that's gonna be great. Hopefully we can see you in here soon, mate. I think that'd be really good indeed. Would be. Let me see. Yeah, just checking my game sounds all good. Should be all okay. I'm just going to go do not disturb for you boys. But hope you're all looking forward to tonight's race for round 6. I'd say we're approaching the half season point. I think next round's half of the season point. I think it's 14 rounds of this season. And of course, next round is round 7. That round is on the Sunday, but 20 seconds then before qualifying begins, everybody. And then we have got the sprint and then the race. Garrison, once again, I'm lucky not to get in tonight. My best track. Oh, fair enough, mate. Well, you know what? If you stick about, it won't be long until they come back round to Brazil, so it's going to be good. But obviously, there's many other tracks that hopefully we'll get to see you there soon, mate. That'll be pretty good. But here we go then. One shot qualifying begins. I literally can't hear the sound. It's very quiet. Oh, I think my headset's turned down as well. Oh, very quiet for some reason it is. But anyway, qualifying has started, and like I mentioned, not really hard to talk about because I can't really you can't really stay on the top because normally it's swapping and changing quite a bit. Now JC is up at the front and ahead in qualifying, then Betty, and you can just see how people will get the better of other people through certain corners. People are just much better at taking the lines through. Bat Me God and Big Bazooms out of one shot qualifying already in the early stages today, as JC could be on for pole position today. I think he took pole in Spa. I think he did actually. That was the big story, wasn't it? JC was on pole in Spa. Can he replicate that today? Here comes JC and Betty. Will it be JC on pole? JC is going to take pole position once again. It's 2 for 2 for pole positions for JC, and he's on pole for this sprint race up next. That is some brilliant stuff. JC once again is on his A game, bringing top form to Sao Paulo. JC then takes pole position from Betty, marginally behind by 500ths of a second. Then Blaze is just behind that by only 400ths of a second from Betty there. RJ4, brilliant time from RJ today. Venom gets 5th. 6th is Matt Brooks, 7 Crazy Hurdler, 8 Critical Presence, 9 Gambit. And 10 is Keltman. Moving down the grid, 11 STE, 12 T-Pain, 13 is Peter, 14 is apparently non-existent because, yes, enemy, 14 Batme God, 15 Big Bazoom, 16 Kick Melody, and 17 is Elmez. A brilliant turn up for tonight, everybody, and I cannot wait for the sprint race, which is in a few moments' time. We're back with you in literally 2 minutes. Right, we are back then, everybody. Welcome back in, and I hope you're having a very nice day. It's Helheim Racing if you are just joining us, and today is Brazil, and it's a bit of a different one today, of course. Not just Brazil on its own, it is the sprint race too. We've just had one-shot qualifying. Now is the 12-lap sprint, and then we've got a 36-lap race around the Sao Paulo circuit, but it is going to be very nice. And here we go then, 4 and 5 lights for this sprint race. Ahead of the lights, the drivers get going. It's lights out and away we go. JC for the second time on pole in 2 weeks. Gets away brilliantly down into turn 1. He's ahead then, Betty into second place. Nearly gets spun around there from RJ, who's up 1 position from the start. Very good start from him, overtaking his teammate, who Matt Brooks now is up to 4th position. 2 up from 6th position. Very good start from RJ and Matt Brooks. The Alpines have got it nailed then on the race start. Blaze in 5 is off the track. There goes Gambit down into 9th position. Touches wheels there with the McLaren of STE as well, and now he's reunited with his teammate who's going to go round the outside of him and take 10th position. Gambit down to 11. Peter has to settle for 12th position too. Who's that Ferrari that's gone round? I think Gambit once again with a bit of wing damage there as he forces the RB off wide. He takes a bit of a wider line too, and on lap 1 of 12 here in this sprint race, JC with a phenomenal start, half a second ahead of Betty. I think this is going to be the battle for today. Betty and JC clearly have it in them. RJ, do not count him out too. He's definitely in on the action at the moment. He's only 7/10ths away from the main stuff up at the front. 3rd position too. Could be a podium here in the sprint race. Remember, no mandatory pit stops either for sprint races, so it is going to be absolutely what it says on the tin. Sprint race to the line. No pit stops at all. We're going to push until the end, and Betty is going to do what he can to overtake JC. Can he do it now? Getting very close there, but that's the drop back in his Sauber. Can't make the overtake on the Williams as of yet, but JC still pushing on incredibly well. He's got a 2/10 gap. It isn't going to be enough. Betty round the outside. Betty to the lead of the sprint race, everybody. And here's ahead. All of this action from the front as well as enabling the Alpines to stay very close indeed. RJ in 3rd position. Matt Brooks holding on to 4th at the moment here in the sprint race, ladies and gentlemen. RJ, like I mentioned, do not count him out. He is definitely on the cards for at least a podium today. Definitely at least a podium, or if he gets unlucky, his teammate possibly overtakes him. But RJ is doing an incredible job so far. He's keeping a very nice gap to JC up at the front, who's been overtaken by Betty off the race start. Betty did take pole. He overtook JC, but JC on the revenge down the inside. He once again takes that position back, and JC is in the lead of the Grand Prix once again. He He's not taking no for an answer. But Betty, will he do the same? Will he try and get down the inside then as ST gets a 3-second penalty on lap 3 of 12, ladies and gentlemen, here in this sprint race. Early stages at this moment in time. Who will come out on top is the question. Good start so far from everybody here in Brazil, and I've got to say what a beautiful track it is today, and the sun is out shining bright too for the sprint race. Hopefully we've got good weather for the race as well, as of course, you know what, actually, take it back, the rain around here is pretty cool, so if we do get the rain, I don't think any of us are going to be too disappointed at all. But in the sprint race here today then, Betty once again, he's got the drive on the backside of JC, and he's going to get the slipstream too. It's going to work in full effect, and here we go then, down in towards turn 1. Can Betty send his car up the inside of the Williams? It's looking like he can. Yes, he can. He brakes later than the Williams and absolutely outdoes him in every way possible. He's into P1 once again. Betty, race leader in this sprint. JC now has to settle for second place, but of course these guys just back and forth all race long. Nobody knows who's going to finish where at the minute in this sprint race. It's all brilliant action so far from the drivers. As the race is on for the race win. Who is going to take it? The two Ferraris down in 8 and 9, both made up one position as now Gambit up through past his teammate as we speak, and he's up to P8 now. Venom is the next driver to overtake. This is what is so nice about the sprint races. Everybody's just so close and compact, and of course Helheim racing, they're always close and compact anyway in the racing, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. But sprint race, they are extra combined, which is of course what we like. If you're in the stream chat, say hello if you haven't already. It's good to have your support, and thanks for being in here. If you got any predictions for the race today, or the sprint race that's happening right now, let us know, and we can assess. We can look over them at the end of the race, see how close you were to your prediction. But I think my prediction, I'm gonna put my money on JC winning. I'm gonna put RJ in second. I'm gonna put Betty in third position. I think Betty's doing an incredible job, but let's go bold, shall we? Let's see what we can do. JC down the inside. The Williams, once again, takes the lead in this Grand Prix. Back into P1. Lap 5 of 12. We're approaching half race distance already for the sprint. Very, very quick that it seems to go around here in Interlagos. And the racing is just great as well. It really, really is. As Betty tries to get in on JC, and I've got a slight idea that I think he might be able to make that overtake heading up in towards turn 1 once again. We've seen it many times, and that is not going to be the end of it. We're going to see more of it, definitely. Betty already looking like he's going to make a move on JC up the inside there on the final few corners. He's got bravery, he's got skill, he has got commitment, and he absolutely trusts that kick Sauber 100% through the corners. He knows exactly how to control it, keep it under control, and this is a perfect example of it. Down the inside, can he go through past JC? This time, not enough to make the overtake, and consequently RJ gets closer to Betty. So does Matt Brooks as well, and the Alpines incredibly close now to the guys up at the front. RJ with the DRS2 getting a bit closer, but at the moment nothing compared to what Betty and JC are up to. RJ is a 1/10 of a second behind Betty though. Can he try and make an overtake, and for the first time today break into the top 2? We haven't seen him there yet. He did start in, I think it was 4th or 5th position. He's already made up positions. Betty down the inside of JC. That's one move up then. RJ just getting much closer to the pack up at the front. He can't go much closer than this. Very, very close to Betty and JC, and now mounts a challenge on the Williams. He tries to get through past that Williams car. This time around can't do, but gives us a bit of hope to think that he might just be able to pull an overtake on the Williams when asked to, but this time could be the perfect opportunity. DRS will be enabled. He is closer to the Williams, and the Williams is closer to Betty. But the Williams just pulls away, and RJ can't do anything about it. Betty at danger here, and he's gone down the inside. JC back into the lead of the sprint race, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 7 of 12, going incredibly well. DRS enabled for Betty then, and also RJ, who is so close behind, isn't able to make an overtake at the minute. Down into the left-hander, but down the inside as the kick Salmon pushes the Williams off. RJ finds his chance, and he absolutely takes it, both hands on it, and he is through to second place. Now RJ, the hunt for the lead from Betty as he chucks it out wide there. T-Pain with a 3-second penalty. Could this be RJ's first I don't know if he's had a sprint win before, but could this be RJ's first win this season? Will be very nice to see. He's had a podium already this season. We know about that one. It was very nice indeed. I think it was round 3 that he picked up his podium, or I think it might have been round 4 actually, that he picked up his podium. But we're round 6 now on the Wednesday. RJ, if he challenges Betty, could possibly be on for a win in this sprint today. Could it be RJ's day is the question. Lap 8 of 12 now as we cross the line once again. The time is really ticking now to get your final overtakes in and just be where you want to finish, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6th gear, 7th gear, up into 8th then for RJ as he activates the DRS, and down the inside he is through to the lead of this sprint race. RJ with an incredible comeback, who started in 4th position, has found his footing, he's found his groove, and he's into the race lead here in this sprint. It could be a sprint win for RJ, maybe a double Alpine podium too if Matt Brooks can get himself up there past JC, who was the pole sitter, but once again wasn't able to replicate his qualifying performance in the Grand Prix. JC is falling back to 3rd then in this race, but it's lap 8 of 12. Betty looking very much close to RJ on the backside of him then, getting closer to that Alpine sign on the rear wing as we head down into turn 1 here in Brazil once again for the 9th time then. DRS is activated for Betty. He's going to head down into turn 1, very much through then down into turn 1 as well. Betty is in the race lead once more. Now RJ has to settle for 2nd place, but will he hold it or will he go for the overtake again? Not a bad line through turns 1 and 2, the centre S's, but what can RJ do as he gains on Betty? The DRS gets activated and the ERS too, ladies and gentlemen, swinging it into the left hand side. RJ gaining on Betty. Seemed like he braked a bit there as well, maybe lifted a bit heading through the corners, maybe trying to wait behind, then make the move down into turn 1. It's looking like it's going to work for him this time around. Look at how close the top 5 is. I think top 6 actually. Crazy Hurdler is very close as well. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful from the drivers. This is some incredible stuff. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And I've got to say, brilliant league. It really is, boys. But lap 9 of 12. Betty in the race lead. Betty is leading this sprint race, but could RJ be the man to take it all away? He's led a lap already in this sprint. He wants that sprint win, very much so. Can this lap be the one where he gains it? He's going to gain on Betty down into turn 1. Not enough to make the overtake this time around. Only 2 more chances for RJ to win this Grand Prix and get ahead. The 2 times down the main straight, because we haven't really seen anybody make any overtakes through the track apart from the main straight. It's Keltman with a 10-second penalty. It's been a while since I've seen him as he's back again. Gambit in P4 as he gets through past Matt Brooks. Just ruins his chances of getting on that podium for the Alpines today. Matt Brooks down to 5. Gambit with a brilliant, brilliant comeback after being down in 10 at the lowest. Back up to 4th position now, gaining on JC. He's going to be back on the end. He's going to be on the backside of RJ and Betty before you know it, who are just up at the front. He's going to send it down the inside. Gambit with a brilliant move. Can he get ahead? Round the outside, through past the Williams, he is through into third position. Gambit with a brilliant move on JC, with a brilliant comeback, he's into 3rd on the podium. Keltman in the pit lane, retiring. Here we go then, down into turn 1. Betty and RJ. Will RJ make the move? Not this time around. He's only got 1 more chance to make it work then. He's got more ERS stored up than Betty as well. He's got the advantage here in Helheim Racing Interlagos on round 6 for the sprint. Can RJ win today is the question. He would absolutely love to, but question is, can he actually go ahead and do it? Getting very much closer to Betty lap by lap. The gap's 0.2 of a second, which is absolutely nothing. We're on lap 11 of 12, ladies and gentlemen. Very much reaching the end of the Grand Prix of the sprint race. Is RJ going to make the pass down the inside of Betty into turn 1? He's got this chance, and he's got pretty much that's it, because over the line you won't really get the chance to be close enough. This is going to be the race deciding move then. Will RJ make the move on Betty for the race win today, everybody? He is 3 tenths behind with the DRS fully activated. He should activate the ERS as well, really, down into this turn 1 to try and gain on the final lap. It isn't enough. He's down to non-ERS then, down into turn 1, which is a bit unfortunate, but medium. He switches it back to, and now overtake. He's going to burn on the final lap. It's going to be DRS activated for RJ. And here we go. Which way will it swing? Betty or RJ? Only 2 drivers with penalties today, actually, everybody, which is brilliant here in the sprint. Of course, finishing about the same time as we would with qualifying, and the sprint race has been phenomenal so far. Betty could be on for a sprint win this season, the first sprint win of the season. Gambit in 3rd position, RJ in 2nd. Who will take the win? It's looking like it's going to be Betty at the moment, as there's not really many overtaking opportunities from this point on. Betty in the lead, setting himself up with an incredible chance of winning this sprint race after 12 long laps here at Interlagos. Gambit is going to try and fight RJ to the line. RJ is absolutely nowhere near Betty to take the win and the lead today as Betty rounds off the final corner. And here for the sprint race, he takes the win in Interlagos for the first sprint win of the season. RJ 2nd place over the line. Gambit comes home for 3rd after a magnificent comeback in this sprint. JC, after taking pole, finds himself down in 4. Matt Brooks takes 5. Crazy Hurdler 6. Blazed in 7. Kick Melody finishes off at about 8, where he has been pretty much the whole race. Venom 9. Big Bazooms in 10. Critical Presence on his return after not being here last round here for 11. Batmy got 12. T-Pain in 13. ST 14. Elmes 15. And Peter in 16. What a sprint, ladies and gentlemen. Brilliant stuff. That is it for the sprint. Next up is the Grand Prix. Sprint race was very nice indeed. Gambit driver of the day. I completely agree. Absolutely right. He drove phenomenally. Brilliant, brilliant comeback as Betty wins out in this sprint. RJ takes 2nd place. Then it's Gambit in 3rd. JC for Matt Brooks in 5. Crazy Hurdler in 6. Blazed in 7. Kick Melody 8, Venom 9, and Big Bazooms in 10. If I'm correct, this is going to be the starting grid for the race. So, very, very nice indeed, that is going to be. And quite exciting to see what is going to happen come race start, which is just up next. We'll see you pretty soon. Whoops, just put you onto my my PC screen. Welcome back, everybody. 20 seconds till race start. This is it. No messing about. Let's get straight into it. It's going to be great. If you didn't know, everybody, I'm also sponsored by Track Titan. If you look in the stream chat, you can get a 30-day free trial and 30% off your first month by using the link to join Track Titan. It's completely free to sign up. Make sure you go ahead and take a look. It's definitely very good if you can't afford the esports coaching or you just want a different way around it. It is perfect. So definitely go and have a look if that suits your needs or not. But here we go then. One-shot qualifying for the race, which I didn't realise was going to go on. I forgot. I didn't think about that, of course. Yeah, one-shot qualifying for the race. Oh, my bad. We are resetting the grid, I think. Yeah, grid reset then, everybody, for today. There we go.
Track Titan is the fastest way to become a better sim racer, with highly personalized insights assuring that you get the coaching that you need. Track Titan automatically records your driven laps and lets you pinpoint exactly where you're making mistakes, where you're losing time, and how you can fix it. When you sign up with Track Titan, you'll be able to analyze your driving, learn about tracks in the academy, and participate in driving challenges and community races.
And leaping off the line whilst Ryan needs to defend from Maxi 7, and Maxi 7's up, and Maxi 7's well up.
Allowing you to improve your sim racing at your own pace and in a friendly and helpful community. The Track Titan analysis doesn't just show you exactly where you're losing time, but also what faster drivers are doing differently than you, from racing lines to steering inputs. This way you're not only made aware of your mistakes, but you're also given a solution to fix them. In the Academy you can learn all about different tracks, how to properly drive them, test your knowledge, and of course beat the driving challenge. And we've also built up a wonderful community of sim racers who love to help each other out, share stories, videos and pictures, and who participate in the weekly hot lap challenges and races. With even more features coming in the future, be sure to check out Track Titan with a link in the description, or head over to tracktitan.io to sign up.
Alrighty then, everybody. Welcome back in. It is time to go racing pretty soon. I don't know if we've got a short qualifying now or if it's. I'm pretty sure we're just going straight into the race. I think sprint was the qualifier. I'll start again. I think sprint was the race order for the sprint finish. So let's just see, shall we? Sprint was incredibly good, I've got to say. Finish results were very nice indeed. As of course we had Betty in the front. We had RJ taking second place. That man was on fire. Gambit, of course, managed to get himself into third after a brilliant comeback. So what a sprint race it was. I believe we've got a one-shot qualifying now if it's counting down like this. Yep, one-shot qualifying for the race then, everybody. Here in qualifying then for the one shot, Gambit up at the front at the moment, Big Bazooms is second. It's great how it varies, isn't it? It really, really is. Gambit now is on for pole position here in the sprint for the one shot qualifying, sorry. Gambit over the line. Gambit on pole for the race. It is Crazy Hurdler second. Did you see that? Did you see? That just shows the consistency of the drivers. That is superb. They all crossed the line. You know, normally you have like little stragglers. Every single person across the line within a few seconds. That was perfect. Gambit on pole position. Crazy Hurdler with a perfect qualifying second place. Matt Brooks, even better this time around in third. RJ as well. The two Alpines have been absolutely just doing it like they should have been all season. 3 and 4, brilliant stuff then. Venom 5, Betty 6 after coming off the back of a sprint win. Big Presume 7, Batmigod 8, JC 9, and Kick Melody in P10, everybody. Next up is the Grand Prix, and that is going to be quite nice indeed. We're going to be going straight into it. In the chat, best league with best commentator. Thank you very much, mate. And yes, definitely the best league. Absolutely. Really, really is. But it's good to have you in the chat, mate. Thanks for joining us once again. You were here, I think, in Baku, weren't you? So nice to have you back once again now and then, popping in to say hello. I think Garrison's still in the background. Not too sure. He's normally just lingering about. I'm guessing he's still there. But yes, the Grand Prix in a few moments' time. Nobody really knows exactly when it's coming, so we're just gonna have to chill and wait for when it comes. Garrison's still here. Fair enough. Thanks for staying here. I've got to say, #1 supporter. Honestly, you need a badge or something. It's crazy. Here every single stream. Love it. But yeah, gone are the days where we used to commentate together. How good was that? Really, really good, but you know, will happen again. Still here and on track too. Wow, you got such a skill. You got such a skill. You're gonna drive. You're gonna drive and type at the same time. Maybe if racing here doesn't work out, we can hop in the booth again together. Absolutely, definitely. That would be great. I can't lie. We'll have to look into that. Yeah, I think, Garrison, I think that's a good idea, to be fair. You know, it's been a while since I've been able to commentate with anybody. So, you know, it's good. Shows you how things have changed, though, because me and you used to do it together for like 2 years, and then the thought of me doing it on my own was so boring. And now I do it all on my own. So, you know, it's crazy how things change. Like, it doesn't really bother me anymore. But anyway, Grand Prix up pretty soon. I'm most excited, to be honest with you, about seeing what RJ can do. He's qualified quite well for today. I think P4 it was. So we will see what he can do. But I think he's got a lot of potential. He could have won the sprint race as well. It was definitely in the bag, but just unfortunately wasn't right to happen today, unfortunately. But I'm sure it will happen in the future, or even today for the Grand Prix. But of course, these are different to a sprint race. You have to make them pit stops, 1 or 2 pit stops, and changes it all up. But that question will be answered right now. 5 lights, everybody. Ahead of the drivers, and for the main race here in Interlagos, we get away. It is lights out and away we go. Gambit off the line brilliantly down into turn 1. Matt Brooks already into 2nd place off the start. Crazy Hurdler dropping down to 3rd. Venom into 4th position at the moment. Then RJ in 5th position, trying to stay ahead as the VSC gets deployed on the first lap. 10-second penalty for Crit already at the start of this race for a collision with Peter. That is not what he wants to see. Early stages, but the VSC is deployed, and we have to slow down to about 30% race pace as Gambit got away brilliantly and holds the lead of this Grand Prix still on lap 1 of 36. So think about this, the sprint race that we just did, this race is 3 of them. Now we've got 3 times doing the sprint race, which isn't so bad at all. It really isn't here at Interlagos. What a track it is, I've got to say. And let's absolutely go for it. VSC is gone. Green lights and Gambit away from the pack by 7/10 of a second already. He knows what he's here to do, and he's going to absolutely execute the plan superbly. Lap 1 of 36. The trailer drivers heads up towards turn 1 then. This is very nice indeed. Blaze getting closer to Keltman then on Keltman's return. What can this man do in P12? Blaze down the inside. Can he get through to P11? Yes, he can, into the pit lane. Never mind. And Blaze has to change possibly a wing if he's coming in this early on in the race. Down in towards turn 1 then, ladies and gentlemen. Many drivers are already through that point. And this is a brilliant move then. But what's this happening here? Venom into P3. Crazy Hurdler down to 4. What can RJ do in 5? That is what he wants to see. Crazy Hurdler with a mistake from the front. Oh, he gets overtaken by Betty, who's going to go round the outside of Venom. Of Crazy Hurdler, and he's up into 4 behind Venom. What has just happened there? Betty with a double overtake. He came out of absolutely nowhere. Crazy Hurdler and RJ dropping down a position now in the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on then? Out of absolutely nowhere, Crazy Hurdler trying to fight back on RJ. RJ now up into 5th position. Crazy down to 6th, losing 1 more position than he wishes he shouldn't have. But Gambit in the lead of this Grand Prix by 0.6 of a second. Matt Brooks in 2nd place. Of course, this man not doing too bad at all this season, and in 2nd place today, very much on for a chance at the championship if he carries on, because he is a very fast and skilled driver. He's just going to make sure he is using them skills properly. I'm going to quickly see the standings. Where are we? Standings then. Driver standings then. Of course, Belgium we have just had, and this man at the front, Matt Brooks, in 2nd place, sorry, is at the front of the standings, 154 points. Betty, 150. There's 4 points between them at this moment in time, which is pretty crazy. Betty is down in 4, but he did gain points from that sprint today. Gotta say, what a sprint it was. Absolutely flawless from Betty. He's in 4th at the moment. We've just seen him make a double overtake. Now he is on the charge for Venom. He will not take no for an answer like he didn't in this sprint race. He will not do the same in the Grand Prix. Incredible speed down the straight, and through goes Betty into third place. Already in the early stages of the Grand Prix, setting himself up for a podium position so far, and that is at the least. This man is capable of more. Down the inside then, Gambit back again through. Critical presence with a 3-second penalty. That amounts to 13 now, I think, in this race. As Gambit in the lead, Matt Brooks in second, Betty third, Venom four. It's a kick Sauber sandwich around Venom and RJ at the moment, as they're in 3 and 6. But Venom gaining on Betty as much as he possibly can. RJ is behind that in 5th position at the moment, doing what he can as well. But, ladies and gentlemen, RJ can't really gain as much, whereas Venom might be able to down the straight. Isn't even looking like he can at the moment in time, and nothing really going on between them. But Gambit has got a 6-second gap to the man behind him of Matt Brooks, the championship leader. Gambit with 135 points in 3rd place in the championship, on the comeback, on the redemption for this season. But season 4, and Matt Brooks could be a world champion this season if he carries on like this. It's looking close between Matt and Betty. Betty did win the championship last season, and now already contending for it again in 2nd place of the standings. But you know, Matt Brooks is definitely a strong contender this season. 4 points clear of the current reigning champion. Could be winning this season, but can't jump to conclusions just as of yet. Lap 5 of 36 then, here in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to win out today is the question. Long while till we get there. At the moment, after we cross the line, it is 30 laps around this track. We've already done the 6, now 30 to go, and we cross that line now then in the Ferrari to make it lap 6 of 36. Matt Brooks chasing down Gambit into turn 1, but can't make a move yet. JC with a 3-second penalty as well, ladies and gentlemen. That's 2 people with time penalties so far in the Grand Prix. I think Critical Presence has got 13, if I'm right. No, never mind, 3. He must have gone into the pit lane. He served that one earlier on. But Gambit in the lead by 0.4 of a second. Matt Brooks isn't giving this one up so easily. He is right behind. No matter if that gap gets bigger or smaller, he is always going to be there. And he's going to carry on as much as he possibly can in this race, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to say, great start from Gambit today in the lead on lap 7 of 36, and staying ahead of the pack at the moment. Doing very well indeed so far to be where he is, and he's going to try and keep it, hopefully, if he can, but anything can throw him off. Pit stops, safety cars, you name it, it'll all change in a shot if something goes wrong. So hopefully he can stay on the straight and narrow for this race. Hopefully everything stays in order, in line, and Gambit can have a flawless win, but it doesn't always work like that, and Matt Brooks is one man that is definitely there to stop Gambit in his tracks. If he makes any sort of minuscule mistake, Matt Brooks is there. He is ready to pounce once it's time. Down towards turn 1 then. RJ's really fell behind at the moment. Down the inside is Venom into third. Betty trying to switch back underneath. Big Presumes then is getting a bit closer at the same time. He's in 5th position now in this race, ladies and gentlemen, as Betty is in 4. Big Presumes can't gain at the moment, but can Betty get up towards Venom? He is pretty close behind at the moment. The gap is a 0.2 of a second. Very close indeed between Venom and Betty in this race at the moment, everybody. But Gambit in the lead, Matt Brooks in 2nd place, Venom 3rd, Betty 4, and Big Presumes in 5. 6 is RJ, 7 is JC, 8 Crazy Hurdler, 9 Back Me God, Elmer's 10, Keltman 11, Kick Melody in 12, Peter 13, Blaze 14, STE 15, T-Pain 16 and 17 is Critical Presence as the pit lane, on the pit lane exit then is STE in the McLaren today. But 2 people with penalties as somebody's going slow in the middle sector. Who is that? JC must have gone around. It really doesn't go well for this man, does it? He can take pole position, but in the races, he's just got no look at all. Absolutely no look. He took pole in the sprint, finished 4th. I'm not sure where he started today, but I'm guessing he's lost positions. Yes, he's lost 1 in this race today. And he's going to gain, hopefully, later on. Once he goes into the pit lane now, tries to get the better tyres, probably. There we go then, lap 9 out of 36. It's going to be lap 10 now once we've crossed that line. On to the 10th lap of 36 in this race. And Gambit ahead. Nearly finished the first sprint of 3 that we have for the race, everybody. The first 12 laps very nearly completed so far here in Brazil. Gambit in the lead still by 1.3 seconds. It could be his day, actually. He really is pulling away. Big Presumes in 5. RJ is getting closer still, only 0.3 of a second behind. He is still in it. Do not count him out at the moment. Big Presumes and Betty close as a Mercedes of Keltman, I think, has gone around into turn 1. VSC is deployed. VSC still out. That is why. Keltman with no wing left. Wow. Absolutely demolished off of the front of that Mercedes. But lap 10 of 36 then. DRS enabled. We go racing again. That is the point there where you normally see 10-second penalty or drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. But you know what, these guys, too good for it. Too good for it. And it doesn't happen. Matt Brooks then for the undercut in the pit lane now. Let's see what he will do. What tyres will he choose? It will be the mediums, probably. Oh, no, sorry, it'll be the hards. If he's on the softs now, it's got to be the hard compound tyres for this man, unless I've got the strategy completely wrong, but hards is probably the most probable thing. You literally can't see it until he comes out. Hards, that's it. Love to see it. Hard compound tyres for Matt Brooks out of the pit lane. Now, the first lot of pit stops have come in then. Is there another Mercedes in the pit lane, but that's probably Keltman's to change his wing. Yes, it is. But where were we? Matt Brooks coming out of the pit lane in P10. And once everybody in front of him pits, it's going to be very interesting to see where he ends up coming out. We're just going to have to see. Will he be able to gain the lead? Has the undercut worked? Will it work is the question once we get there. But lap 11 of 36, everybody. And very nice smooth sailing so far in this Grand Prix. Venom trying to get in on Betty. down in towards turn 1. Can Venom make that move in towards turn 1? Nobody can contest Gambit at the minute, but that's because he's 4 seconds ahead of the pack. Great stuff from Gambit at the moment. But this is definitely a battle starting to form then, with RJ, Big Bazooms, Venom and Betty. It really is. They are fairly close with each other at the minute. Venom's in 3, and he is going to try and gain as much as he can on Betty, who's in 2nd place. Can Venom make that move is the question. He is going to very much want to be in the front, but can he do it? We have finished the first sprint race pretty much of this race. Countman with a 3-second penalty. Now heading up towards the line for Gambit to make it lap 13 of 36 in this Grand Prix. And there we go, crossing that line. Venom is heading up in towards turn 1. And this time around, can he make that move on Betty? Not this one, but he gets very much closer lap by lap. Wow, Garrison watching the stream with the missus while having dinner. Love to hear it. Absolutely love to hear it, mate. You know, brilliant stuff here. Betty is going to get overtaken by Venom if this carrot... Oh, I'm just going to stop there a minute. That was probably the worst I've ever had in my life. Wow. Clear my throat. Let's start again. Start again. Lap 13. Lap 13 of 36. Garrison says it was tragic. Wow, that is a clip moment. That was pretty bad. That was absolutely tragic. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, lap 13 of 36 then, and Gambit is in the lead by 4.4. He is absolute smooth sailing up at the front. Betty's 2nd place. Venom is in 3rd. Venom doing what he can to gain on the Sauber in this race, but at the moment not really making much progress. He is right behind, but Betty's just too good with the defending tactics and not letting anybody through past his guards at the minute. So on lap 14 of 36, the grid order pretty much stays the same. RJ is in 5, trying to gain towards Big Bazooms, but once again not really making too much progress just as of yet, but we hope we can see some improvement soon. Maybe from Venom, who's gaining on Betty. Been waiting for this all race long then. Can they do it now? The lap not long before we end it off, and oh my god, voice cracks. It's crazy today. What is going on? I'll clear my throat again. As Betty nearly going around then in this race, everybody. But up in towards lap 15 of 36 then. Not really far away from half race distance, actually. And Venom gaining very much on Betty down towards turn 1 is what we want to be seeing. Can it happen? Here comes the Williams on Betty once again. We don't see much, but he does gain, and it's very close indeed. Very nearly going for that move. That isn't bad at all from Venom, but he does lose time and gets a penalty through the center S's. That was pretty tragic, actually, through the first few corners. Unfortunately, really didn't go his way through the first few, but it was a very good line down into turn 1, ladies and gentlemen, for him. Yeah, loving it so far. There's a move going on down the straight between a McLaren and a V-carb, I think. It is a McLaren and a V-carb. The V-carb gets dropped back to P12, blazed in 11. But, yeah, quite a bit of a random spout of thought. But anyone in the chat, primarily Garrison, because he's the only one in there. I was thinking of I've got obviously my Jack Crosstycom's TikTok, but I was thinking of like getting it going again, you know what I mean, and just getting some posts on there. I think I was gonna do a quick promotional video for Track Titan, and then try and promote the leagues as well. I think that'd be pretty good. But in the pit lane then for Betty, who is going to go for the hards. It's looking like he's on the mediums at the moment. He's managed to drag him out to lap 16. Sorry, he's going to move down to P4 at the moment, but get overtaken very much by the drivers. Now this is it. Matt Brooks, 7, crossing the line, way ahead of Betty. Wow. Just wow. He's through ahead of Betty. Can he be ahead of Gambit when he reaches the pit lane? He is ahead of all the guys. Kick Melody, Betty, RJ. It has worked very much for that, of course, which we all knew it was going to work for that. But Blaze with a 10-second penalty as well. Penalties absolutely all over at the moment. But 20 laps to go in the Grand Prix. And Gambit with a 5.3 second gap, ladies and gentlemen. As rated in the chat. Oh, rated not in the race today, I've just realised. Oh, fair enough. Oh, fair enough. If you were here then, that would have been 18. That's incredible attendance this season. It really, really is. But yeah, good to see you in the chat, mate. Thanks for joining us. Very, very nice to see you on this lap 17 of 36. If anyone's just joining us, like rated, Gambit is absolutely dominating so far. The sprint race was a different story. It was Betty and RJ all day long. P7 and P8 they are in the race, though. Not working out for them today compared to the sprint. It just shows you the sprint is a completely different environment to the Grand Prix. And oh, did you see that? That was very nice, wasn't it? I think that was Betty getting through past the Ferrari of Kick Melody. Very nice indeed as he gets into P4. And Betty does what he can to stay ahead. Very nice move though, as Gambit is still in the lead but hasn't pitted. So hasn't Crazy Hurdler and Kick Melody too, all still having to go into the pit lane. Here we go, Gambit pits, everybody. Let's get going with it. Gambit in the pit lane. Here comes the drivers. Matt Brooks, is he going to be able to overtake Gambit's on his way out of the pit lane? Here comes Matt Brooks. Can he beat him out of the pits? It's looking like he might do down into turn 1. Here he goes. Matt Brooks is going to be... Is he just about through? He is just about through. Past Gambit. Wow, look how close it is. Out of the pit lane, Matt Brooks, second place. Crazy Hurdler now the race leader. I think he needs to pit. Whoops. Do not want that screen. Lap 19 of 36 then, everybody. Crazy Hurdler down into turn 1. That man is the race leader at the moment. I think he is the man to pit. Yeah, he needs to pit. And Kick Melody too. The only two in this race then that need to go into the pit lane now. RJ finding his footing up to 6th position now. That is what we like to see. That is the kind of racing attitude we want to see from RJ in the races. We saw it in the sprint and we are missing it today, but that is the first glimpse of it, definitely, from him. Matt Brooks, though, is in the net lead at the moment, but Crazy Hurdler, of course, still needs to pit. So when he goes into the pit lane, Matt Brooks will be ahead. But don't forget, he has got Gambit right on his tail, and he will not let him out without a fight. So what is going to happen here is the question. It is going to be pretty crazy indeed. These guys go all out, and they do not leave. They do not leave any change at all. It is pure, proper racing from Gambit and Matt Brooks. And here we go, we're going to see it again, hopefully down towards turn 1, as lap 20 will begin in a few moments time to give us 16 laps to go. Here comes Gambit then, gaining on Matt Brooks down towards turn 1. Matt Brooks for the race lead through past Crazy Hurdler. Can the Ferrari do the same thing down the inside? Gambit spins them both around. The race leaders go around Gambit and Matt Brooks, second and third. They have absolutely ruined that race for them. Then Gambit in second place. I think that's a bit unfair, actually. Gambit comes out of that one ahead of Matt Brooks. He's down into 4 now. Betty into second. Could Betty go for 2 for 2 sprint race win and the Grand Prix? Crazy Herder needs to pick.